Hi, everyone. My name is Corey Reddekoff over here at the Langley Chamber of Commerce, and I am joined today with Heather Scott from the Langley Community Health and Hospital Foundation. I'm just chatting a little bit about their new Anchor Your Mind initiative and what all that is, and also what the Langley Community Health and Hospital Foundation is and what it used to be and kind of what its impact is in our community. So, Heather, thanks for chatting with me today.
Corey, thanks for having me. It's exciting to be here and well done on saying our name accurately.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful. We know that for sure.
Oh, yeah. You're watching the video. You see my eyes darting down. So I'm reading it. I haven't quite memorized it yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, I was looking at the Anchor Your Mind initiative, and I saw that you shared that with the chamber a couple of weeks ago, and it's kind of an interesting angle. Did you want me to talk a little bit about what the heck what it is and what it's all about?
Sure, Corey, thanks. Yeah, so we're really excited about this initiative. It's really an opportunity to help individuals really understand what mental wellness is and how it impacts our day-to-day lives, how we can enforce it in our lives and maintain it, our resiliency, for example. Essentially, we recognize that our ability as parents to fulfill our roles as parents, as siblings, as adults, children of parents, as employers and employees really depends on our mental wellness. Yet there's not really a lot of talk about it. And I don't know about you, when I was in school, there wasn't really talk about it yet. Over the course of the last 20 years, I would say, with the rise of social media and of course pandemic, and maybe even for some people in today's environment, we understand that mental wellness is really key to fulfilling our roles. And so how do we evaluate it? How do we spend time thinking of like putting some energy into it? And so really it's about bringing tools and resources to people so they can fulfill their roles better in their lives.
Well, no, that's definitely something we hear from obviously representing the business community, hearing from business owners and entrepreneurs, and it's been challenging 4 years, frankly, for a lot of them. And there's a drain on your not just your pocketbooks and your business bottom line, but on your mental bottom line too, and how that can be impacting you and your in the other facets of your life. So I mean I can see that natural leap between kind of more traditional health and mental health. So it's interesting that you guys have made that connection as well. Yeah.
Well, it really helps, I think, that the Ministry of Health has really incorporated back mental health back into its portfolio because the two are totally integrated. Physical health and mental well-being are integrated. And yeah, so we're excited to put some focus on that for
So
sure.
what? So I think it's running all month. So kind of what's in? How do people get involved? I know there's a Learn the Ropes initiative. There's a wellness expo, I think. So what kind of things are part of this program?
For sure. So we chose this time of year because it's the shorter, darker days. The weather might keep us inside. So it's a time when our mental wellness might be a little bit more challenged. So we thought, let's come together, let's have create some space for some conversation around it. And so there's a few ways that you can get involved. The first is really just go to our website right now at anchoryourmind.ca and join our newsletter. It's Learn Your Ropes. And essentially, it's a newsletter, a tip that drops into your mailbox every day. Try it. Does it work for you? Figure it out. You know, is this something that works for you? Because after all, mental wellness is uniquely personal. It's impacted by our genetics, our biology, what's going on around us in our day-to-day lives, the roles we play, the demands on our time, so many things. So try each tip. Find out what works for you. Join our social media channels, follow the videos. There's individuals from our community on there sharing what works for them. Join the conversation, try what works for them, figure out what really works best for you. And then join our Anchor Your Mind Expo on March 1st at Tim's Community Center, where we're bringing Langley's experts together. So we've got, so the experts are coming together, giving presentations. Come learn, what is mental wellness really? What are we talking about when we say mental wellness? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for you as a parent helping your children or your parents as they age? Try some different activities. There's going to be a number of presentations, a number of activities that you can sign up for and make a day that's for you. It's just built for you. Meet others that are interested in the same topic. So if you're curious about mental wellness, hit Anchor Your Mind site. At Tim's, you're going to find we've got, let me just give you some of the presentations. A great one, Taming the Worry Dragons by Langley Community Services Society. It's a presentation to help parents learn how to help their young children who might be having issues with anxiety. What is anxiety? What does that feel like? How do we identify that? How do we help our young ones? As an employer, that might be helpful too, right? Langley's own head of psychiatry, he's extraordinary. Dr. Aluted will be there. He's going to make himself available for questions from the audience. If you've got a question about mental health, he's available to help you. We have Lindsay Kay of the Daily Slay Club. She's going to learn, teach us the connection between physical well-being and mental well-being, for example. And then Tyrell Mara of the Wellness Den, local Langley business, will help us integrate everything that we've learned that day into actions that we can take forward to help us live healthy lives. Activities include a yoga presentation by Lululemon. Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Sound Bath by Mind Wave, The Healing Power of Music by Taro Toma. And then in advance of that, sign up for the Galentine's floral arranging workshop by put on by Jessie at Flowers on 240th. Learn about whether maybe floral arranging is something that brings mental wellness to you. Or join Christine Turley of Evolution Spa at Cedar Rim Nursery on February 23rd. Do some yoga amidst the beautiful nursery there and learn if yoga is something that works for you. So
Well, I
this
think
is really exploratory. Yeah.
well, I think that's interesting because I mean, I think mental health kind of manifests itself differently for everybody. Some people it's anxiety, some people it presents differently, and then but how you deal with that is different for every person. So yeah, exactly. Maybe yeah, physical activity is a huge part of that. Reading, forest bathing, going for a quiet walk. There's all these different things that people can find
Art,
in our
journaling.
community and how yeah journaling like what worked for you. So I think it's interesting that you've got kind of a bunch of different activities and practitioners talking about kind of what this issue is and what you should be looking for, especially for parents with kids. It's such a topic. But then also what can we do about it? It's not just enough to talk about it and say, yes, this is an issue and then leave it at that. It's we have to, what's that next step and how do we help people and to navigate those challenges and to build their own mental wellness themselves. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly. And creating a community while we do it.
Yeah. Well, excited. Well, it sounds like a really neat initiative. I think you're smart. Yeah, this is it's sunny today out here, but it's been a bit snowy and a bit dark and cold. And I think yeah, this is the time of year where people can feel a bit isolated and kind of and stuck. So I think it's a great time to be doing this. So what was the website again to if people wanted to check out more about this?
Thanks, Corey. It's anchoryourmind.ca.
Okay, perfect. There you go. So yeah, and we'll make sure that through the chamber that we're sharing some more information about the whole program. And while I've got you, obviously we made a little joke about the Langley Community Health and Hospital Foundation name at the beginning, but obviously that's a new name and a new brand and a bit of a new strategic direction and kind of role in the community. Do you want to talk a little bit about this? Just came up last year, I think, or was announced last year. I'm sure it was a lot of work went into it before that. Do you want to talk a little bit about kind of what the thinking was behind that and kind of what the new brand and direction is?
Love to. Thank you. We're super excited about it, Corey. So our mission changed about a decade ago to include hospital acute care as well as community health services. So that's been part of our mission for quite some time. But in 2020 was really the first time we visibly entered into the community health space when we ran the campaign to help establish Foundry Langley. And the community came on board with that in such a powerful way. We since then expanded into providing, for example, partnering with Langley Meals on Wheels, providing healthy, nutritious meals for patients that are discharged from hospital, but don't have the support systems or the capacity to feed themselves well at home for the recovery. And so we're learning from community that, in fact, there is a heart for getting in front of acute care, getting and preventing the advancement or development of acute care illness. And so really the name change was behind the community coming on board saying, yes, we need to do this. This is really important. And so it really reflects for us our desire to be along the whole healthcare journey from home to community care, to acute care and to long-term care, if that makes sense.
Well, no, and I think sometimes people, yeah, when you picture a hospital foundation, it's often, yeah, raising money or supporting for MRIs or acute care equipment and things that you need there. But you're right, there's so much more that happens for healthcare before and after the person's getting the surgery or person's getting the scan. And if you're already, yeah, I'm sure it's natural for you to already be in that space. And I think this just maybe reflects what you were already, sounds like what you were already doing in our community.
A little bit, yeah, and more profoundly. And then when the community came on board and said, yes, that's important, is when we said, okay, we're here we are, we're gonna do it. And so the hospital will always remain core to our focus. I don't want anyone to be concerned about that. That is core. And in fact, this brand change, and you mentioned strategic, as change in our strategic direction, we are stepping more into the advocacy space. So, for example, you and I both know our population is sitting at about 179,000 people, with the projected growth to by 2040 to 240,000 people. Our hospital right now is sitting at 1.3 beds per thousand people, which is below the national
Yeah.
average of 2.5 and below Vancouver Coastal at 3 beds per thousand. So considering the growth of our community, it's really important to attract investment into Langley. It really is Langley's time. And you probably recall that prior to the election, there was an announcement for long-term care, new 300-bed long-term care facility in Langley, and we're working hard to make sure that or working with our ministers to really advocate and underline the importance of that, because if we want our our parents, to stay in community, it's important to have these new beds both in the long-term facility as well as more community beds. So Langley has 37% of our population is 65 and over. That's
Wow.
20% more than the regional average. The need is real, but also during the interregnum period, so during the election period, the government recognized at the time in an election campaign, recognized the importance for increased surgical capacity, increased ambulatory day care capacity, and eventually the need for new beds. These are all really important investments for Langley, considering our population growth and considering that our surgical team is considered among the best or the most efficient, despite the fact that our operating rooms were built in 1965 and are too small for the equipment that is used today. It just underlines how important it is. Imagine what they could do if they had new facilities, how they could serve our community and communities around us even better. So that advocacy work and joining alongside our community to partner with government to bring these projects to Langley is a real key focus of ours as well. It really is Langley's time, and the urgency is real.
No, exactly. And it's something that me and you have talked about this, and the chambers is certainly business cares about that all that community infrastructure. We can't just build and not have and grow and not have the schools, the healthcare, the community resources that then underpin the community. Because at the end of the day, business is full of people, and we need to make sure that they're healthy and successful, and then our business community is successful. So these are issues. Yeah, Langley's growing so fast, and to your point, it's our time. Langley needs these investments. So thrilled to hear that you're working more in that space as well.
Well, I
Awesome. Well,
appreciate the partnership on it. It's together, right? We do it together. Yeah.
exactly. We all pull in the same direction and we get things
Right.
done a lot faster. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about the Anchor Your Mind initiative. Make sure everyone you check that out. It's on now. It's a really innovative approach, and the Wellness Expo, the Anchor Your Mind Expo, coming up in a month's time or so. Heather, thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate a chance to catch up a bit.
Thanks for having me, Corey. Just really appreciate it.